Computer Hardware Disassembly and Assembly, the CSS Performance Task. The disassembly was performed by John Juric Mata. The PC was carefully placed in a anti-static mat. After placement, my partner decided to wear the anti-static wrist strap so that it could prevent damaging the sensitive electronics by continuously safely draining your body's static electricity. My partner used a container to store all the screws so that they would be organized and they won't be lost. After everything is prepared, my partner now started doing the disassembly. He first started off removing all of the wires from the PC. Then he disconnected the CPU fan from the motherboard and then continued on to remove all of the wires. After disconnecting the wires from the PC, my partner now started to unscrew the screws from the power supply so that he could remove it. Once my partner removed the power supply, he decided to move on removing the hard disk from the hard drive bay. Next, he unscrews the screws from the motherboard. Once all of the screws were removed, he carefully took out the motherboard. Next, he took out the CPU from the CPU socket and carefully examined the CPU. The assembly was performed by Dela Cerna Fraz. Before performing the assembly, I wore the anti-static wrist strap. Next, I carefully picked up the CPU and placed it on the CPU socket. Next, I took the motherboard and carefully placed it back to the PC. Then, I started to screw back the motherboard to the PC. Then, I placed the CPU fan to the CPU. Then, I placed the hard disk from the hard drive bay. Next, I plug the wires from the hard disk, CPU fan, and some other wires back to the motherboard. Next, I place back the power supply back to the PC and carefully put back the screws from the power supply. Next, I plugged in the SATA cables on the hard disk and finished off my assembly by plugging in the wires or cables that I have missed. Thank you for watching.